Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 18 of the Sean Lowery Show. If you read the title, Headline Freestyle, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Unfortunately, I won't be freestyle rapping, which is one of my very best skills, by the way. But I've been very busy at work lately. United Monograms is booming. Business is booming. This is our amazing time of the year, so I haven't had a lot of time to plan. But that's all right. I'm going to take this freestyle skill, and I'm going to go over some business headlines. I have some websites up right now, and I'm just going to randomly choose some business headlines, and I'm just going to go over them, and I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to see where it goes. So I have no idea what I'm going to say. I have no idea what's going to come up, but it'll just be some freestyle topics that come from business headlines. So let's dive right in. All right, let's see what's going on in the world. What's going under the tree this year? Lots of bills. Okay. Trump's tariffs could ruin your holiday party. What the hell? What the hell site is this? DebbieDowner.com? All right, I'm deleting this site. I'm going to another site. Ooh, Bitcoin is back. But can the comeback last? Bitcoin's very interesting. So I actually can talk on this. I made $22,000 straight profit. I bought 2 Bitcoin in 2015 for $1,000, and then I sold them in 2017 for $22,000 profit. And I'd like to say that I sold it because I saw the market and I thought it was time to sell. Really, I was going through a business thing and I needed the cash, so I just kind of took the cash. And I was very happy to make a profit on an investment that was a $22,000 profit. But Bitcoin it's amazing. And I love the idea of everything being digital. And I love the idea of the cryptocurrency and the blockchain and all the technology behind it. But the one thing that makes me not so hot on it right now is thinking about the fact that governments do need to regulate currency. I mean, the government is backed by the police. It's backed by the army. It's backed by the IRS. I mean, governments do good things. And if the government can't regulate the currency at all, it allows so much crime. And then it doesn't have any value on its own. It's just like up in the air. So I'm interested in Bitcoin. I made $22,000 in Bitcoin by investing in it. But right now, I wouldn't invest in it. But this headline says, can the comeback last? And we'll see where that goes in the future. I got my eyes on it. Some other headlines, let's see. Hundreds of journalists anonymously reveal their salaries on a viral spreadsheet, challenging workplace taboo. The funny part about this is, one, they're going to reveal their workplace salaries, and then everyone's going to fight about who makes more. But also, you know that this was a story created by a bunch of journalists that had nothing to do. So they released this, and then they made a story about it. So it's journalists making a story about themselves. That's a funny headline. From working at a donut shop to the Federal Reserve, the unlikely story of Mary Daly. Nah, I'm not going there. That one sounds stupid. Boeing airline says it has to re-earn public trust after plane crashes. Yeah, I would say that they would have to re-earn the public trust after plane crashes. I mean, Boeing is like the biggest employer in the state of South Carolina, and every time we go to the Charleston airport, we have to go by the campus for Boeing, and it's huge, and it's incredible, and Boeing's an awesome company. Obviously, you can't crash planes, but are you scared to go on a plane if you have to go visit a family member somewhere else? Are you going to drive or are you going to fly? I mean, planes are so safe. I'm not worried about safety. And if I die in a plane crash, then so be it. You know, that's the way you got to look at it. I think that people who are scared of going on planes are ridiculous. Okay, so you're limiting yourself from ever seeing the world, from ever traveling, just because plane crashes. But you're not scared to get into a car. Cars are way more dangerous. But yes, Boeing, you do have to re-earn our trust after your plane crashes. See what else. Ooh, here's a good headline. Anti-robocall bill likely as the House and the Senate reach a compromise. This is the most bipartisan thing that everyone should agree on. It's, dude, phone calls are kind of like emails now. Like, I'm not going to answer my phone call when it's a random number. it's absolutely a disaster. And it actually hurts. Sometimes I miss calls that I need. Like if it's from one of our suppliers or from something that I actually need to answer the phone call, I don't answer it. If it's a number I don't know, I'm obviously not going to answer it because of the ridiculous robocalls. And, our society always solves dumb problems. I remember 8 to 10 years ago, I had the problem where I would be in the middle of the night at a red light, and I'd be like, what the heck? This is a red light. Why is this happening? This should be fixed. I'm sitting at a red light in the middle of nowhere. And I swear over the past 8 years that's been fixed because I think there's like sensors now. And the presidential candidate Andrew Yang, he tweeted recently, and I've been saying this forever, that we need to get rid of paper receipts. When you care about the environment and I buy a pack of gum and you're handing me a long receipt, receipts need to go. And it's cool. It's amazing how great our society is that we have to deal with these type of problems like robocalls and red lights and receipts. But they do matter. I mean, you got to deal with the problems, and robocalls are a huge problem. So I'm glad to see that the government is working on ways to get rid of this problem. And I was actually watching a YouTube video lately that said over the next 1 to 2 years, robocalls might get worse, but the carrier networks and some regulation are putting things in place where it's going to go away. And hopefully, in 5 years from now, if I get a phone call from a random number, I answer it. And I think that's what the YouTube video was saying. It was saying we're going to look back on this time where robocalls were annoying us all, and it's going to be history. And I believe it. Based upon the red light situation where it used to be a problem and now it's not anymore, I think we're going to look back on robocalls and laugh at it. And that just shows how amazing our society is. Other headlines. Nike. Just the tip of the iceberg of companies ditching Amazon and selling directly to consumers. Oh my God, dude, I love this. Brands don't need Amazon. Nike's departure could prompt other brands to leave, analysts say. Wow. I love this. Amazon. Obviously an amazing company that I respect so much, but they're kind of taking over. And one of my favorite presidents ever, Teddy Roosevelt in the 1900s, he was one of the first people who unexpectedly went against Standard Oil, which was John Rockefeller's big oil company, and he tried to break up the company. I love capitalism, and I love free markets, and I love all of that stuff. But, I mean, monopolies are a problem. If there's other businesses who can't compete because a company is just so powerful, I think that's something that our country needs to look at. And I think we are. And Amazon is a powerful company. And obviously I buy things on Amazon. But as far as selling on Amazon, I'm not selling on Amazon right now. We actually got suspended for a violation, and I haven't repealed it yet. But over the past 5 years, I've probably sold a couple $100,000s worth of stuff on Amazon. But I hate selling on Amazon because they treat their sellers like shit. Okay, they take 15%, but that's actually okay because you don't really have to advertise. People find you there. But they make you prioritize their customers over your customers. They give you these big red X's if you don't get stuff out in time. And they're not my customers. If I sell something on Amazon, I don't get that customer's email address. And I don't get to build a relationship with that customer. I don't get to remarket to them. I don't get to send them emails with my logo. It's Amazon's customer, and I'm their little slave. I have to do everything they say, get it to their customer as fast as possible, and I don't even get to build a relationship with that customer. So I hate that about Amazon. I hate selling on Amazon for that case. And I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon is trying to take over the world and have every e-commerce sale ever be through Amazon. And that wouldn't be good for the rest of us who sell online. And for customers, don't you like sometimes building relationships with the companies you buy from, and branding and relationship building from both sides, from the seller and the buyer? And Amazon is taking that away from the world. So it's great to see that Nike is pulling their products from Amazon. I'm not selling on Amazon right now. And Amazon, you're an amazing company. We all love you. But it's not good if they take over the world. So I think everyone should kind of take a step back and think about that. And I'm so happy to see that Nike's doing this. And I want other companies to doing this. I'm doing this. And Amazon, don't take over the world. We need to keep an eye on them. But it's great to see. All right, what other headlines? What else? Travis Kalanick, controversial ex-Uber CEO cashes in for $547 million of his shares. I don't even think Uber's gone public yet. So that's great to see that he's making a bunch of money. I respect that. I love Uber because obviously they've changed how we transport. They've got rid of taxis, and that's been good for everyone. But one of the things that I respect about them as a company is when they were just starting, they had to go in and they had to fight every single local government, every city government, the federal government. They had fights in New York City with the taxi cab medallions. They are so gritty. Every single place where they went in, there was different regulations that they had to deal with, and they fought and fought and fought. And I respect Uber. They obviously are a good company, and he actually got a bunch of shit. It was something about just their workplace environment and their culture at Uber, and he got kicked out as the CEO, but he now has $547 million in cash, and I wish Travis Kalanick success in the future. And he's young, and it'll be cool to see if he does something else with his life as a businessman. Is he ever going to have something as good as Uber again in his life? Maybe if he's good enough. He now has $550 million to play around with, but Travis Kalanick, we'll see where he goes in the future. All right, what are some other headlines? Disney Plus isn't just the beginning of the streaming wars. The next year is just a warm-up. The streaming wars. I already have HBO, Netflix, Hulu. Now I got to get Disney Plus too. I mean, I love no commercials, but geez, how much is cable? And I'm paying $7 a month 4 times. I don't know. But streaming is awesome. Disney Plus is there. And the one thing that interests me about Disney Plus is that they have all the Disney Channel original movies. Star Wars is cool. All the Disney movies are cool. But remember those Disney Channel original movies? Those corny movies, The Luck of the Irish, Double Teamed. I forget some of them, but it'll be very nostalgic to go back and look at those Disney Channel original movies. I heard that they had those, and that is what appeals to me the most about Disney Plus. But streaming's awesome, and our life is awesome that we have all these streaming services where we can just shoot it right from our phone to our TV and watch all this great stuff. So much better than having 3 networks like back in the day. Imagine that, back in the day. They air something at 7 o'clock, and if you miss it, you can't ever see it ever again. You have to tune in. Oh, advertisers must have loved that when they showed the commercials and stuff, but I love the future. The future is so much better. Some other headlines. Customers blast Dunkin' for dropping foam cups. They're changing the best part of my day. Shut the fuck up. That's the dumbest headline I've seen. Aramco seeks up to $1.71 trillion in IPO valuation. Wait, what? What is this? Aramco? Let me click on this. Let me see. Oh, the state-run Saudi oil company is looking to have public shares. Okay, so this is the Saudi state oil company, $1.17 trillion. You know what, Saudi Arabia, I'll be impressed when you start selling magic carpets. That's when you have my attention. Jeff Bezos interested in the Seahawks? Maybe. NFL interested in Bezos? Definitely. Jeff Bezos buying an NFL team? It's crazy. That would be pocket change for him, man. But owning an NFL team or an NBA team or a professional sports team, there was the show Billions I watched, and they said this. They said that owning a professional sports team in America is American royalty. And I buy that. It's obviously my goal to own a professional sports franchise, and I think any billionaire, successful business person has to think about owning a sports team because it's royalty in America. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Bezos buys the Seahawks. And it'd be interesting. And apparently the NFL is interested in him, according to this headline. So that's cool. JCPenney CEO rolls out sound strategies, but there's only so much time to turn sales around. JCPenney, what a story, man. And that makes me think about retail. I mean, JCPenney is one of the great American companies over the past 60, 70 years, and they're struggling now because they're retail. Dude, I went to the mall the other day. I don't know why I went there. I think my fiance Shelby wanted to go to Target. And that was the only place where there was any cars outside. But it was creepy. It was creepy. It was ominous being at the mall. Everything was closed. There was gates over all the stores. And it was depressing. And malls across America are obviously struggling because who wants to go to a store when you can buy stuff online? I'm so lucky that our business started in an era where online is all you can do. If I would have been born 20 years ago and I would have been entrepreneurial and I would have done what I've been doing, dude, I literally couldn't have done it. What am I going to do? Rent retail space, hire employees, pay for the lights, and then have like $60 in sales the first day and then like $90 in sales? Like, no, man. The internet is the most amazing thing ever to happen. I'm so lucky to be able to start a business in a time where the post office is amazing and the internet is amazing. But I'm not surprised that JCPenney is struggling. I had these business advisors and I paid them money. And I think business advisors are interesting because I think I'm smart, but I obviously think there's people that are smarter than me out there. And at one point I went and seeked out these business advisors. And they were in North Carolina and they came to visit me. And they were helpful and they cared about me and I paid them money. And for a little while, I was listening to them and I was thinking like, should I listen to them? Should I listen to myself? I'm not interested in advisors anymore. But one of the things, and this is actually when I fired them, one of the things they were telling me was that I should, and first of all, they're giving me ideas. And ideas are cool. Ideas are whatever, but ideas are nothing. Execution is what matters. I have a small company. I have a few people. I can't just be implementing your silly ideas in a real life basis. But they were saying that I should open up a retail store in Charleston for United Monograms. And they wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. I was honestly annoyed because I kept saying like, well, I have these ideas I need help with. And they just kept coming back to this. They kept saying, you should open a retail store. You should open a retail store. Jeff Bezos, coming back to Jeff Bezos is now buying old Radio Shacks and opening retail stores. Okay, that's Amazon. And maybe there's some value in retail stores. But for a small company like mine, I'm not going to get into a retail store. That's ridiculous. I often walk down in Charleston, I look at the retail stores, and I think about how much that rent must be, how much the lights must be, how much the taxes must be, and how much it is to pay employees to work the store. And then I'm thinking, okay, if they have 50 people go in there and they buy something, the average order value is $50. Like, what is their daily revenue? Like, what do they have, $3,000 in sales a day, $5,000 in sales a day? Dude, I have $3,000 while I'm sleeping. Literally, while I'm sleeping, I'll go to bed, I'll wake up in the morning. One of the first things I do is go to the Shopify app and check my sales. Every day, I have $3,000 in sales while I'm sleeping. And I can't imagine a retail store. They can't sell things at night. The only thing I can see in a retail store is it's like a billboard. It would be cool to have pictures. It would be cool for branding. And I've heard that on King Street in downtown Charleston, there is like Louis Vuitton and Forever 21 and all the fancy, there's an Apple store, all the fancy stores, they have something in downtown Charleston and King Street. But I've heard that they all lose money and they're basically just billboards. So the only value I see is being a billboard. And I fired those business advisors and I didn't work with them again after they wouldn't shut up about that. Because what am I going to have, a Monogram retail store? What, people come in and then they place an order and then they have to wait for it to be personalized. And then I'm supposed to prioritize those orders over my thousands of orders online. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And here's the thing, I'm open-minded to a fault. I was like, okay. And they were saying maybe they could be like distribution centers in the future, and I was interested in that. But, dude, we can get something to California in 3 days, and we can get something to Texas in like 2 days. So, like, if I have a distribution center, the advantage is going to be that I can get something there in a faster time. Like, it was such a dumb idea, and I fired these business advisors. But, yeah, to come back to the headline, JCPenney's is struggling, and I'm not surprised at all. Okay, here's the last headline I'll do. But I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but in China, there's this thing called Singles Day, and I think it was recently, but it says Singles Day sales hit a record high as Chinese buyers rack up their credit card bills. So Singles Day, it's this holiday in China, which is basically like their Black Friday. And I think it was originally marketed to like single people who aren't in relationships, but it makes me think about how holidays are like marketing holidays. They're made up like Black Friday. I love them. Every time I'm making a marketing plan for the next month for my business, I Google holidays for this month, and there's like National Dog Day, National Cupcake Day, National Ice Cream Day, National Best Friend Day, and you use those for marketing. Marketing holidays are so silly. And dude, Christmas, I'm sorry, is a marketing holiday. I know there's a religious base behind it, but it's more about seeing your family and having that end of the year thing where everyone gives presents and exchanges values and show love for show love for the loved ones in their life. But consumers buy presents, and I love that. Memorial Day, President's Day, all these dumb holidays are turned into gold for marketers, and I think it's a win-win. People get good deals, and they know like, oh, I'm gonna get a TV, but I'm gonna wait for a Memorial Day sale, and that's good. That's good for buyers and that's good for sellers. But marketing holidays are my favorite, and they're so funny. And Singles Day in China, billions of dollars on sales on Alibaba, which is like the Chinese Amazon. It's so funny. It's so funny. Black Friday, Christmas, Valentine's Day is a made-up holiday, but as a marketer, I love these holidays. So Singles Day in China, mad respect. But boom, this has been fun. This has been my freestyle of going over these headlines and just spitballing. So let me know if you like this, but business is booming for me. I'm going to keep the podcast going. I'm going to do 100 episodes before I even think about what I'm doing with this. This is only episode 18, and I appreciate you guys listening. I'll be back for episode 19 next week, and at this point, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, but this has been fun. I like this one. All right, peace out, guys.